people. Yes. Am I going to share the blueprint? Yes, yes, yes. Just let me get through it. Jeepers creepers, guys. Oh my God. This is what happens when I decide I'm gonna participate. Hey, Miguel, how are you? Nice to see you. So, why is the phraseology monetized like a boy band? So let me break this down for you from your business perspective. And hey, what's up, Sarah? Nice to have you. Nice to see you. So let's think about boy bands. Let's think about the marketing of a boy band. Hey, Mario, nice to see you. Come on over. If you're on Instagram, you want to see the screens that I'm about to share, join me on Facebook, join me on YouTube or on LinkedIn. Okay, so BTS concert. We're there. We're watching. And I want to make this clear. I couldn't even get tickets to the stadium, Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium sold out, 50,000 seats gone. So let's do the math, shall we? 50,000 seats gone. Average ticket, right? Average ticket to that concert ran at about $200, $200 to $300 for nosebleed seats. Okay. So let's think about that. We had 50,000 tickets, right? At that price point. Now, if you paid at all a little bit of attention to that concert, you would see lights, you would see all kinds of stuff that were happening there. And so when we look at that, those lights were $59. And if you wanted to be able to actually turn them on during the show, you actually had to buy the batteries, which they sold for $2. Okay. So I want you to start doing some math with me. Let's do the math, okay? The math is relatively simple, but here's why I am choosing to share it with you. So we're gonna say 50,000 seats. We know at a minimum, okay? And we know at a minimum that they were at least $200 a seat. We know some cases they were going for 1, 2, and 3,000. So if we're just assuming that, right? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're about 10 million plus in ticket sales just for that stadium. But then they said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and have a live stream. We're going to do that at MGM Grand Arena. That's where I bought tickets for me and my daughter. Those tickets, after they sold out, were in high demand. And you're just watching a live stream experience, right? What's really cool, which we'll get into, is the value adds there. So live stream experience, you're in there. They also have everything that's at the concert that's available for sale at the live stream event. So they're able to replicate merch very quickly. They're also able to capture all of that money. So step one, they sold passes to watch the sound check. That's right, the sound check. Not even the actual concert, but they monetize their practice. So if you are a consultant right now and you're thinking, how do I do this? You can monetize your practice. So how many of you have a program, product, or service right now that you're thinking about? Like, I want to test market this, and I know that I might tweak it and the final might be different than what I'm already doing. So what do we do differently? Well, the first things first is you monetize your practice. So you can monetize your practice. Okay. Second thing to that is when you look at monetizing your practice, right? So imagine this, you have a class that you've thought about teaching. You haven't gone all the way through with teaching that class yet, but you go, you know what? I'm going to do a practice run of this and I'm going to sell it for what, like $20, $25. You know that you're going to sell the workshop for $500, $1,500, $2,000, but this is practice run. So now you've monetized this practice, and then in that session, you can upsell anyone that comes to the practice to the main event, right? So this is what BTS did. They monetized the practice in the stadium, and you could watch it at the secondary stadium where they were simulcasting. They sold the merchandise. They sold the things for the merchandise. They also had just exclusive things that you could get there. Then they also monetized after the event a private live stream where you could come to that live stream and kind of decompress with them. So if you're sitting here going, I like the sound of this stuff, I can monetize my practice, the answer is yes. So if you want the actual blueprint, I mapped this out while I was at the event. I'm a crazy person, I'm telling you. I had my other phone and I started writing this down, and I started translating it to how coaches, consultants, and companies could monetize different points of entry within their business. If you want this blueprint, simply type blueprint into the comments and I will make sure that you get it when we put it up. So it's going to be really simple. I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to send you shitloads of emails. You'll download it. It's very simple. It is a blueprint. because I feel like all of us are sitting on money and revenue streams in our businesses that we are not optimizing. So for my friends on Instagram, if you're like, what is she talking about? Come over to LinkedIn, come over to Facebook, hang out with me here. I've got this blueprint. Oh my gosh, Amanda, so awesome that you want the blueprint. Awesome. So if you're seeing this and you go, I want the blueprint too, just comment blueprint and I'll give it to you. So why have we not thought of monetizing our practice? Why have we never thought of like, oh, I could charge people for the dry one. Maybe there's stuff that's going to make it into a different course that won't make it into the other one. Maybe I can ask for feedback. So these are things that are inherent to us that we haven't thought about doing. So that's step one. So that blueprint is going to be done by Friday. If you comment now, I'll make sure to DM you the link when it goes live. It's going to be really simple. I'll have it on my blog as well, but it's just here's how you can take all of these concepts of merchandise, pre-practice, post-practice, and then use them in different ways. Another thing that I found that was super, super fascinating, again, about this concert is that they really, truly have an army of fans. And how many of us today, which will kind of go into my other bullet point that's on our presentation kind of for today, but how many of us have struggled to build audiences, but have maybe 100, like maybe you have 100 people or maybe you have like 200 people, but then you know a couple people that have followings of 200 to 300. Suddenly you're collective. So I want you guys to start thinking collaboratively because I'm going to have an ask for you, and I guarantee that you guys will have so much fun because you know me. I don't spam. I don't come up with like, I have nothing to sell you today other than let's hang out and let's collaborate. So that's step one. Monetize like a boy band. You want that blueprint. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Nicole. I can't wait to share this with you guys. The second thing is we are bringing back our live trainings because I'm seeing so many people say, hey, I really need to do this thing and I need to learn. But the whole goal, the only thing that's going to be different from these in the past is that we're actually going to ask you to have your phones out so that you can actually take the steps as we're going through the workshop. Meaning that everything that you're doing in that workshop, you're actually implementing. So in 2019, going into 2020, we had the opportunity to partner with the San Diego Workforce Partnership, Walmart Foundation, SDG&E, to teach business owners brick and mortar skills that they can translate to online. And the biggest thing that I saw is people were spending tons of money on stuff that they didn't need. And very quickly, you're in a 4 or 5 figure rabbit hole your first month in business. So we're going to show you how to launch your business in a month, okay, 30 days for less than $100. What? You heard it. The first tool that we use is Google My Business. Now, this live training is, again, totally free. You come, you hang out. Yes, I'm going to ask you for your email, but if you guys know me, I'm never going to spam you 700 emails in one day. That's not my deal. That's not my jam. That's not what I do. So what are we going to do in this workshop? Well, let me tell you. First of all, I can't read, so I've got to make this a little bit bigger because my eyes, I'm getting older and I need glasses and I'm vain. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. But here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to show you how to use Google My Business to get free advertising. We're going to show you how to set up your business categories. Okay. We're going to show you how to read the new data and insights so that you can see everything from when someone calls your business to when they message it. We're also going to show you how to kind of use reviews in order for you to generate more interest from Google and show up on search and maps. So if you're a local business and you are not focused on world domination, we're going to show you how to do that regionally. However, if you're someone like my good friend Mario over here, Mario, drop your Facebook page in the comments on Instagram and Facebook. If you're like someone like Mario that is focused on world domination, right? When you want, we'll also show you how to show up in other areas. What? We're going to show you how to show up in other areas. We're going to show you how you can optimize that profile, how to use organic SEO to generate interest to your brand or business, and also how to use the different tabs and components. That live training, yes, you read it correctly. It is on a Saturday. Why? Because my top number one complaint from entrepreneurs that are working 9 to 5, right, is, hey, like everything is always taking place in the morning. We can't take time off work. So I've solved that problem for you. This live training, really simple. What do you see? It's free. So number one, we believe, and I wholeheartedly believe, after I've done this with more than, geez, I mean, in San Diego alone, we launched more than 5,000 businesses for free in partnership with Wix.com. So we will tell you that it is not about how much stuff you spend money on in the first month. It is about where you spend the money and how you can strategically spend that money to get what you want. So again, Google My Business live training. It is going to be on the 14th. It is 9 to 10. It is very action packed. I have nothing to sell you on that training. It is just come in, hang out, have your phone, have your iPad, have your computer, and be ready to work. So I promise you that in that time that you come into that space, you're going to learn how to optimize your profile. You're going to learn how to do all of these things and get to implement them right away. What's up, Louise? Nice to see you. So if you just joined me, I see a ton of people coming in and you missed the first part of this. We talked earlier about marketing yourself like a boy band. We talked about, essentially the $100 million that was made by BTS over the 2 days in Vegas, and the fact that I mapped out their entire kind of sales process and ways to monetize your practice and post-event and all kinds of cool stuff. So let's keep it moving. Google My Business training, May 14th. Okay. Can you tell that I've had a little bit of Red Bull? I think so. I think you might be able to tell that I had some caffeine because I'm fired the hell up. All right. So number 3, we have an event that we are going to be doing in August. And it's not actually here in San Diego. We are going on the road and we just kind of want to test the waters and see if we can have the same impact in other markets that we have had here. So if you are a company or a brand that's trying to kind of get some more reach and more impact in that area, and you're looking for strategic collaborations, please let us know. The event target is small business owners specifically. I'm telling you right up front, like, the tickets to the event are about $1,500, but we have some of the top experts in networking and connections and an accountability that are going to come in and help you essentially map your blueprint for success. So I have nothing to sell you right now on this live stream, so don't worry. Like, if you want to join our email list, we just do updates. I mean, I think 1 out of every 5 times we send an email, we might make an ask, but we are just really focused on just delivering this value. So if you want to collaborate with us, let us know. Next thing on our list of cool collaborations and opportunities. How many of you have been to a mastermind? Comment mastermind if you've ever gone to a mastermind. And I want to preface, the way that many masterminds are working right now is that they are so focused on like speakers and just people talking at you. That is not the type of mastermind that I am mentioning right now. To clear the record, this mastermind is geared 100% to help you grow, scale, and launch your business. It is not a mastermind of people talking at you. It is a mastermind of people collaborating with you. And I've had quite a few people ask me, hey, like, what are your thoughts on this thing and what makes us different? And I think each of us can experience this. And if you're joining me on Instagram, again, come over to Facebook so you can see the screen share if you want to see this. But I think for most of us, when we are trying to grow in our businesses, we make this assumption that we're going to grow these businesses on our own. So again, hi guys on Instagram, come over to Facebook, come over to LinkedIn if you want to see the screens that I'm about to share. So I'll give you an example. I was trying to figure out for a client, because I'd done this before. I had self-published for some clients to help them out because at the time they didn't have the money. But there are so many things you have to do. So what did I do? Like a good little student, I went to Barnes & Noble and I was like, here, I'm going to buy The Idiot's Guide to Self-Publishing. Okay, so it was a terrible, terrible thing for me to do because the reality is publishing is very complex. There are so many different levels to what you need to do. But what I knew is I know that my client needed an Amazon author profile, right? And so although we were successful in kind of launching that, I was like, this was just painful. Now, what's the difference? In the mastermind, there are people that have published books. They've done it traditional publishing. They've done it DIY. There's all kinds of ways to do that. So I made the mistake of, here, I'm just going to go buy this book and this book's going to solve my problem, right? No, that's not how it works. Second thing that I noticed, which you guys will think of as well, which you guys will laugh, is I remember social media for writers, how to be more concise with your, language. But this is not going to help me. So, how does a mastermind work? A mastermind works by you coming and collaborating. You get to sit in a hot seat. You tell a group of people that are high level what your problem is, and collectively, the group tries to help you solve the problem in the room. A mastermind is not people lecturing at you all day long about buying their products and services. So I just want to be really clear about the nuance. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you for this. Really appreciative. Super exciting. I want to share with you the mastermind and the makeup of the people in the room so that if you're interested in coming to hang out with us in Utah, you know what to do. Now, I know a lot of you have said, what is my direct ROI on an investment like this? And I want to be really clear. I never look at these investments as transactional. I think the quickest way to make a mistake in a business is to go into an event with the spirit of, I've got to make this up. I've got to make X amount of dollars from this investment. And I just see like those types of people, we've all seen this, right? Like they're sharks in a networking event. And what I mean by that is they come up to you and they just keep handing a business card and you can tell they need to close a deal. And so it's just terrible. It's a terrible feeling. So if that's what you're looking for, you should probably leave my live stream because that's not how I roll. 100%. This is not for you. This is not for you if you think, oh, I'm going to spend this to make this. This is not it, right? So here's the makeup. We have founders and CEOs from three $1 billion plus companies, $200 million companies, 7 of the Inc. 500 fastest growing companies. So we have a very core group of people that are in this mastermind, incredibly driven. And what we do, Mario says they call them drive-bys. Yeah, drive-bys are terrible, right? We hate that. We're not here for that. That's not what we want. So this gives you kind of an idea. You can kind of see people in the room. My dear friend Tony Child and Scott Tuffy run this mastermind. Do I get anything for referring you? Absolutely not. But here's what I know. Number one, we need more women in the room. So if you're a woman in business and you're like, I need a different network, we've all come to that point in our brands and our businesses where there's only so much that you can do on your own. And there also becomes a point where you might outgrow your network. And here's how I knew that I outgrew my network. Okay. I knew that I had outgrown my network because I started asking questions that none of my peers could help me with. No one could have conversations with me about cash flow, business credit, understanding a better way to invoice. Amanda, thanks for coming in. Yeah, and I feel like when we started having real conversations about money and growth, I recognized immediately that my sphere had to change. And that was really hard because there had been such a core group of people that had lifted me up and supported me. And I know that I probably sound like a crazy fanatic when I talk about this, but you really need to know that like it's about up-leveling your network to be around the people that you need to be around. Now, every personal development person ever, and I wrote this up here, Amanda, thanks for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comments and the feedback. It's so helpful. I just feel like every time I've been in a room with people and they are complaining about what they don't have, or they're talking about how they're not hitting their goals financially, or they're talking about being broke, or they're talking like if you're around broke people, chances are, I mean, do you want to be the successful person around a bunch of people that are broke? Probably not. Do you want to be around people that are going to challenge you? Like I was joking, it's like I want to be the dumbest person in the room. I want to walk into a room and know that like I'm actually going to get value from the room because a lot of my give back, and I think that some of you guys know this, sometimes you just get into a space. What's up, Derek? What's up, AJ? If you guys want to see the screens that I'm sharing, please join me on Facebook and LinkedIn. You just need help. And if you're with a group of people that has a certain way of doing things, you need to go into a room with a group of strangers. And there's a couple things that I've learned over the years in going into masterminds. Okay. Number one, go in with open energy. Do not be like this on your phone. You're not going to get shit out of a mastermind if you go in and you think you're too cool or you keep leaving the room. So be present. Number two, when you walk into a room full of strangers, it's a really great benchmark for you to sit and listen and figure out based on the things that you're hearing. Am I at the same level as these people? Am I below or am I above? And above meaning not that you're better than anybody, but are you further along in business? And so what happens is that through this process of putting yourself in a group of people that are more successful than you, it is not about people going and pitching their offers. It's about entrepreneurs coming together, sharing, being vulnerable. And that's really not what I see in the space. A lot of the masterminds and a lot of the events that I've seen have just been like, here's why I'm awesome, here's where I'm great, take pictures with me, tell me I'm pretty, right? Like that's not what I'm interested in. I need to know how I can scale my business faster, right? I need to learn the best way for hiring a virtual assistant. I also have done some really great collaborations in the room where we've gone in and learned, hey, like, here's my accountability partner. We're working on the same thing. We can work on this in tandem. So, how much easier is it to solve a problem when you have 4 or 5 people that are working with you? Right. So that's really what we're focused on. So this is the event. You can stalk all the people that are online. Incredible people here. I'll drop the links if you guys want to check it out. It is in Utah in a couple of weeks. And I'm just super excited because, the last time we did this event, it was just so phenomenal to be in a room, have a cool experience. And it's a couple days. It's pretty intense. So like no phones, no just no, like none of the normal stuff. That link is down here. You guys can totally check that out when you have time. So that's the mastermind. If you want to come hang out with us in a couple weeks in May, I highly suggest you do it because you never know who you're going to meet. And here's what I know. I went into that room, I was brought in, I spoke, and I got a chance to share what I needed. And very quickly, within about 60 to 90 days, I just saw this momentum happening that was phenomenal. And I feel like so many of us are afraid to say, here's what I need, here's the help that I need, help me focus. And when you have people that are more successful in some ways, maybe you're great at making money, but you're terrible at managing it. I see that a lot, right? I have a lot of money, I don't have a lot of money, right? I make a lot of money, but my net is off or my margins are weird. Having a group of people that have been there, done that, and that are giving you the counsel that you need to move forward is incredibly impactful. So if you're thinking like, hey, I don't know what it costs, I don't know what that is, I can't afford that, that's fine. Like this may not be for you. But if you're at the point that I was a few years ago, where you're like, I just need to be in a room where I'm like the dumbest person in the room. Like, how can I do that? I want to do that. What I have gotten in returns has been absolutely phenomenal. So, next thing, number 5. I had an idea about 3 years ago, pre COVID, to do a summit where we could teach entrepreneurs some very, very important skills and really kind of fun things that they could do to grow their businesses and brands. And so, what I am looking for directly, and here is my ask to all of you that are hanging out. And again, if you are on the live stream on Instagram, you're not seeing this, come over to Facebook, come over to LinkedIn, and we will share with you. We are looking for collaborators. So, the way that it works is we basically will co host an event with you, we'll share it to our audience, we'll share it on our networks, we'll promote it with our networks because we really, really, truly feel that we are very clear about our lane, right? I am an architect. I am the person that is going to get all of the little preliminary bells and whistles ready in your message and your brand strategy and your narrative of who you're going to be in the market, right? I'm not going to be the button pusher scheduling your social media pieces, right? Unless you're in the high end ticket program, in which case that's a very white glove service, right? So if you have a product, Mario, you'd be great for this. I highly recommend that you submit the form and come hang out with us. But if you want to collaborate, it is so simple. I have made it quasi, I feel like, the easiest form ever. This particular collaboration that we're looking at doing is a virtual summit. It is pretty simple. We are just going to ask for some basics and we are going to promote it. The whole goal is that no session can be longer than 20 minutes. The average attention span is about 20 minutes. So we've just find that if it's 45 minutes or an hour, no one's going to listen to you. So that's just what the data says. So we have this collaboration form. It's really simple. We just want you to fill it out. And if you want to collaborate, just comment collaborate. I'll come back. We'll grab the collaborations. We'll send this to you. It's pretty simple. All we're asking people to do is, and actually I can drop it in the comments as well. I'm like on fire today. I'm on fire today. I'm like so happy to be here, guys. I just love when I feel inspired. And for a long time, I just hadn't felt inspiration. I think a lot of us can relate to that. We've just been grinding it out, right? The link, it is truncated. Let me get you a bit.ly. Hold on. See, this is like 90% of everything, right? Like, will it actually work the way we want? I don't know. We'll see. Just actually comment collab and we'll get you the collaboration link. But essentially all it is we just want to know, hey, like what's the focus? Do you want to do something in person? Do you want to do something online? Tell us what you're going to teach the audience. We're just really, really focused on making sure that you're not going to get up and just like pitch the crap out of your services. Like people are smart. They can Google you. They can figure out what you do. I don't like the over the top sell from the stage pitchiness. It's not my thing. It has value in some spaces. Some people are really good at it. I prefer to use what's called the fast close, which is if I do an event, I get the offer out of the way in the first minute of the event, and then I don't talk about it for the rest of the event because it's not my thing. But again, our collaboration form is very straightforward. It's going to tell you, hey, is it in person? Is it paid? Is it free? Tell us about you. I mean, this isn't rocket science, right? So what our hope is that you come into this space, you offer something of value to the audience, and maybe again, it's an area of expertise where we're not solid. Now, here's the funniest thing, right? So we talked about the mistakes that I made of like, I'm going to buy this book. By the way, it's a great book, but it's not going to teach you everything that you need to know, right? Now, how many of you have ever felt stuck? Right? Where you're trying to communicate and maybe you're using passive language. You're not looking at active language. Like you're just kind of like saying things, but it's not commanding. So really funny, a colleague of mine, shout out to Sarah Pugh, gave me this book called Word Power. It is absolutely my favorite thing. Now to up level that experience, you're going to add a good friend like my friend Dominique, who teaches executive presence. Incredible, phenomenal resource. So collaborations are coming with such amazing people in the next 60 days, but I want to continue to add more of these because my sense is that if you guys are like me, hey, like, you know what? I've got 7,000 followers on LinkedIn. I've got like 16,000 on Instagram. I am nowhere near like 1 million followers. However, collectively across all my challenge or all my, channels, I've reached over 5 million people with the content that we've put out. That for me is such like an honor in a moment as a small business owner to be able to say like, yeah, we've reached more than 5 million people organically with our content and the things that we've put out there. And so you can imagine if I have my group and you have your group and we're cross promoting and collaborating, what can happen, right? We only have I think so much of what everyone is doing is they're focused on competing with one another. And the reality is like just as much as no one, not everyone is going to be for us. My personality is such that, if you want me to be sweet and kind and I can be, but it doesn't serve me to tell you, hey, like your optics look great, but you have no sales. And I can tell you that a lot of the people that I have worked with over the past 3 years had beautiful content, absolutely gorgeous content, and no sales. Pretty content, no sale. I will take my average content and sales any day. So if you're just joining the live stream and you're like, hey, I want to know the bit.ly, I just dropped it. Let's see if we can do it again. Is going to be on the Facebook and on the live stream. It is bit.ly, like bit.ly/let's collab MF. And in case you didn't know, MF is my initials, but why not? Let's collab, mofo. Let's do it. So to recap our live stream today, thank you, Mario, for hanging out with us. Number 1, the marketing blueprint for marketing and monetizing your company like a boy band is going to be available Friday. Comment blueprint if you want that blueprint. We will get that to you. We'll shoot it to you via DM. Sign up for our email list or don't. I don't care. Like, My thing is I only send out newsletters when I have something to share. That could be 3 times a week, that could be 1 time a month. So we really are intentional about not giving people garbage content. Two, we have a live training May 14th. It's part of our series on how to start your business for under $100. We highly recommend, if you're thinking about a side hustle or you're challenged in your marketing before you drop tens of thousands of dollars, come hang out with us. We're really excited to have you be part of that. So, number one, again, monetize like a boy band. That blueprint is going to be done by Friday. Just comment blueprint. I appreciate all of my friends here on LinkedIn that are sharing and sending messages. Oh my gosh, thanks, Mario. You're so sweet. So, next thing, oh my gosh, so much stuff here. If you want to come hang out at the mastermind, it is in Utah. It is Breakthrough Mastermind with Scott Duffy and Tony Child. What we know, I think I mentioned we've got a couple $400 million companies, a couple billionaires that are members. We really focus on solving problems in the room. It is not a talking head situation. And I think, oh, Mario, it's in the comments. There you go. I know you're like, which one is it? So if you want to come and preview the mastermind, there's an option for that. Feel free to reach out or DM me if you want more details. I don't get anything from it. I am a member of it. I adore it. It is probably one of the best high value masterminds in the industry. And it's run by two incredible humans that are nice people. So that's always helpful. And then the last piece is if you want to collaborate, that bit.ly has been dropped in the links in LinkedIn and Facebook. It is 100% about exposing each other to each other's audiences. It is a mutual collaboration, and it will go into a specific summit. Amanda, I see you there. Blueprint. We will make sure to get you that blueprint. So I appreciate you guys all coming out, hanging out with me today. Feel free to share this live stream with your network. Feel free to talk about it. Feel free to reach out. Let's do another collab. Mario, let's do another podcast. It's been a while. Ironically, I did a podcast, if you can imagine, with Mario. I want to say it was like the day that the world ended, right? Like Mario, it was right in March of 2020. It was kind of the day where everything was starting to shut down. And I think it's a really apropos if you go back and listen to it, there is nothing that has changed about how I show up and how I deliver from then till now. So super fun. I highly Mario Ficini. Yeah, check out Mario. He's got some really, really, really great stuff. And with that, my friends, if you have an event, if you have something that's coming up, if you have like something you want to share with the world, let us know about the collaboration. Maybe you don't want to do it in an event. You just want us to put it and share it with our networks on our social. We totally will. We really believe that we cannot grow alone. And I don't care what anybody says that claims to be self-made. Self-made is just really good at collaborating with other people. Because the truth is that you don't build a community by yourself, right? You build a community by finding other people that find value from what you share. And I really, really want to thank all of you for coming to hang out. Mario says it was crazy. We were still one of the best that year. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, friend. I hope you guys all have a great day. I am going to decompress. And I will be heading over. Pay attention to the schedule. We will have all of our office hours up. So we're going to be doing office hours live on TikTok and on LinkedIn because that's how we roll now. Because that's where the world is. I mean, they're on the talk, right? That's where life happens. And I hope you guys have a great day.